Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, Exalted One, the Worthy One. Baho deva manussaca mangalani achintayum akankamana sontanam bruhi mangalamuttamam asevanaca balanam Panditananca sevanam pujaca pujaniyanam etang mangalamuttamanti. Dear friends in Dhamma, today we start our class for this new year 2019. Therefore, I wish all of you a happy, prosperous, peaceful and mindful New Year 2019. Today, we are going to discuss a very special sutta or discourse in Buddhism. It says in Pali language as Mangala Sutta. Mangala means blessings. Not only just blessing, it is a supreme blessing. Buddha explains in this discourse what are the real blessings in our life. Supreme blessings. They benefit not only for this life, they benefit to next life too. They benefit to our enlightenment too. That is why they are supreme blessings. People usually think that blessings come from outside, but blessings generate inside. When we have good actions, we should have good words. If we want to correct our speech, we should have good intention, good thoughts. If we want to create positive thoughts, we should have good vision, view, understanding. If we want to achieve a good view, vision or understanding, we have to listen in a sublime truth. Those are very important. Everyone needs happiness. Everyone dislikes suffering and likes happiness. That is the purpose of every being in this world. They do everything in the name of happiness. They dislike suffering, they like happiness. Happiness is the final purpose of everyone in this world. Not only in the human beings, but even in the animal realms. They also like to achieve this purpose. However, unfortunately, even though they seek happiness, they lose happiness because their point of view, their vision is not correct. That is the reason. According to Buddhism, Buddha says here, what are the real happiness that we can gain in our life? Here especially, Buddhism emphasizes the importance of the state of our mind. What is the reason? Mind is the forerunner. Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. Mind is the chief of all states. Mano Dhamma Manomaya. If someone speaks or acts with a wicked mind, suffering follows him because of the polluted mind, just as the wheel follows the hoof of the draught ox. Mind is very important. Mind decides whether we are happy or unhappy. If we can keep our mind in pure and calm, then our speech and behavior is correct and pure. Then happiness follows us like our shadow. That is why Buddhism always encourages us to purify our mind. When our mind is pure, automatically good deeds happen in our life. Those are things are said in Mangala Sutta. One day, a deity came and asked the Buddha. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living near Savatthi at Jetavana in India, at Anathapindika's monastery. Now, when the night was far advanced, a certain deity, whose surpassing radiance illuminated the whole of Jetavana, approached the Blessed One, respectfully saluted the Buddha, and stood beside him. Standing thus, he addressed the Blessed One, the Buddha, in words. Bahudeva manussacha mangalani achintayum akankamana sottanam brohi mangalamuttamam. He says, many deities and men longing for happiness have pondered on the question of blessings. Pray tell me what the highest blessings are. That deity asked the Buddha. There is a question the deities and men have. What are the questions? That deity says, many people have a question that what the highest blessings are. On behalf of them, this particular deity asks the Buddha. Then little by little, Buddha explains the real blessings, supreme blessings that we can develop in our life. There are more than 30 blessings, supreme blessings are here. Buddha starts this sutta discourse with a very special word or gatha or stanza. Asevanacha balanam pandithanancha sevana pujacha pujaniyanam etang mangalamuttamam. There are 3 supreme blessings are here. Buddha says, asevanacha balana, not associating with fools. Pandithanancha sevana, associating with the wise. Pujacha pujaniyanam, honoring those who worthy of honor. These are supreme blessings. Not to associate with fools. And especially Buddha emphasizes here the importance of associating with good friends. You know, in Buddha's time, one day, Reverend Ananda, Buddha's assistant, helper, he says, Reverend Ananda says, Bhante, I understand one thing. It is that half of the dispensation of your sasana depends on associating good friends. Reverend Ananda says, Bhante, half of your dispensation depends on the association of good friends, wise people. What did Buddha say? Buddha says, don't say another like that. Don't say, don't say. He says 3 times, don't say. Buddha says, Ananda. This dispensation, the deliverance path, enlightenment, final bliss of liberation, completely depends on the good association. That is very important thing. And what is the meaning of good association? Associating wise. He who explains the way how to overcome suffering is a good friend. We meet a lot of good friends in the world. Sometimes they help us for education. Sometimes our parents have given birth to us. Our teachers give us education. Our friends give some jobs. They also are our friends. But here Buddhism emphasizes as good association, who explains the real path, the reality in the world, who explains the path of liberation. That is the good association. And also honoring those worthy of honor. That is also one of the blessings. Buddha says, when we help, when we respect elders or virtuous person, we can get some benefits in this life. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddha vacayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayu vanno sukham balam. When we respect our elders and virtuous person, we receive 4 benefits. Ayu, longevity. Vanno, good complexion. Sapper, happiness. Bala, strength. Longevity, good complexion, happiness and strength. These are the benefits that we receive throughout honoring other people. That is also one of the blessings in our life. That is the first stanza. The second one, page number 2. Second verse, Buddha says, Pattipupadesa vasocha pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidicha etam Mangala muttama. Living in a suitable place is a blessing. Patirupadesa vasocha. And pubbecha kata punyata, formerly having done good deeds. Atta samma panidicha. Having the right aspiration for oneself, or oneself direct full well. And these are supreme blessings. What Buddha mean that living in a suitable place? What is the suitable place? Like in Las Vegas? It is a sin city. What is the real city, real place that we have to live? Where that we can easily make good friends, where we can easily listen to what the Buddha taught. That is the real place. In Buddha's time, there were no facilities like this. Now we are so fortunate. We can listen to Buddha's message through internet anywhere that we are in. But in Buddha's time, this is a very suitable place. And it is also a blessing. And sometimes, even though some people are rich and in a very luxurious city, they have no chance to reach a good friend, or they have no chance to listen to this message because of they have no suitable living place. Next, Buddha says, here it is very important, having the right aspiration for oneself. Atta samma panicca. Atta means one's mind. If we can protect our mind, if we can purify our mind, that is a good chance. Here, it is very important to understand the real enemies who disturb our peace of mind. There are three enemies who disturb our peace of mind. We should recognize them. Who they are? Greed, anger, and delusion. Buddha says, it is not difficult to defeat thousands of enemies in the battlefield, but it is very important to defeat your only thing, these real enemies who are inside. This is the real victory. Even though you defeat a lot of enemies in the battlefield, you are not successful. You are not away from suffering. Still you are suffering even though you defeated a lot of enemies in the battlefield. But if we can do only thing, defeating our inner enemies, greed, anger and delusion, especially delusion, that is the real victory. That is the real win. That Buddha says. Next one. Bahu sacchanca sippancha vinayocha susikkito subhasitaja yavacha etam mangala muttama. Bahu sacchanca sippancha, having great learning and craft. Vinayocha susikkito, being disciplined and well trained. Buddha says, these are blessings. And whatever words are well spoken, or good speech, pleasant speech, is a blessing. Here it is very important. Buddha explains here education. According to Buddhism, according to some educationists, education can be divided into three areas. Education can be divided into three areas. What they are? One of them is academic education. Academic education. Shastriya Adhyapan, in Sanskrit, Shastriya Adhyapan, academic education. What is the academic education? Studying science, mathematics, logic, and languages, they belong to academic education. That is why Buddha says, Bahu Sacchanca. The second one is Sippancha. Sippa means vocational education. Vocational education. What is vocational education? Professional, that's good. And the third one is Vinayocha Susikkito. What is that? Moral education. Moral education. These three areas are very important. Some people pay attention only academic and vocational education. That is why after they finish their education, they have a lot of problems in tension and stress. According to the educational concepts of Mahatma Gandhi in India, he says 3H concept. 3H concept. Do you know? That is very important. It is very interesting. 3H. Academic education belongs to our head. Head. Vocational education belongs to our hand. And moral education belongs to our heart. You know? Head, hand and heart. 3X concept. That is very important. We should be perfect in these 3 areas. If we have a mistake, actually we are not perfect in education. These 3 things are very important. Buddha also has explained this reality. Actually, present educationalists explain these things. Before they explain these things, Buddha has taught these kind of things before 2600 years ago. These 3 things are very important. Academic education, vocation education and moral education. When we go forward in education, with academic education and vocational education, we should have a good discipline in our speech and behavior. If we want to have a good knowledge, speech and behavior, we should make a good heart. Without having a good heart, we can't accept a good speech or behavior. Buddha says, Sīlena anupetasya sutena so navijati. Education without discipline is useless. Education without discipline in our speech, behavior and mind is useless. Education without discipline is useless. Buddha says in Pali language, Buddha's language, Sīlena anupetasya sutena so navijati.
But these 3 qualities help a lot for mindfulness.
On the other side, when we have mindfulness, then automatically we go forward in these 3 areas.
These 3, have a lot to do with it.
Mindfulness is the forerunner.
Yeah.
Mindfulness is the chief.
In the head, is the hands and the heart.
Mindfulness is the forerunner. It should be in the beginning. Next, Buddha says, Mātā pitu upaṭṭhānam puttadārasa saṅgaho anākulāca kammantā etam mangalamuttamam. Mātā pitu upaṭṭhānam, attending on one's parents or taking care of our mother and father. It is a blessing. Some people in the West society, they may think that leaving their parents at the age of 18 is a blessing. But Buddhism doesn't say it. If we can live with our parents, taking care of them, that is a blessing, supreme blessing. We daily generate positive thoughts when we take care of our parents. Buddha says, there are some times, some periods, some durations when the Buddhas don't appear in the world. At that time, the people who are in the world, they do only one merit that causes to go to the heaven, is that taking care of their parents. Taking care of our parents is a merit. It is a supreme blessing. That is why Buddha says, Mātā pitu upaṭṭhānam etam mangalamuttamam. Taking care of our parents is a supreme blessing. Puttadārasa saṅgaho, looking after one's wife or husband and children. if we have children and wives or husbands, we should look after them. That is also one of our duties. Not only duties, that is a blessing. How nice Buddha explains everything here. Again, Buddha says, Anakulacha kammanta, having work that is not confusing. When we work, we should earn money in righteous way. Buddhism has prohibited some job areas, such as selling some weapons, selling some animals for meat, selling some poisons. Those are the prohibited jobs, work that Buddha has explained.
Was he vegetarian? Was he a vegetarian? Buddha?
Buddha is not vegetarian, but Buddha advises us not to kill. You know, sometimes some people suddenly they kill some animal and they share meat with others. It is not a professional thing. It is not a job. But if someone does some killings for their job, it is not good for our health, for mental health. It is not a blessing. That is why Buddha explains us some areas, some jobs that we should not do. Selling animals for meat, selling weapons, selling poisons. And again, Buddha says, Dānaca Dhammacharyaca Ñātakānaca Sanghaho Anavajjāni Kammāni Etam Mangalamuttamam. Dānaca, practicing generosity, offering something to others is a blessing. You know, some Buddhist countries, such as Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Sri Lanka, every day they offer something to others. They practice generosity as a blessing, not as a merit. Every morning they wake up thinking offering something to others. Especially, he wants to make a month to offer something every day. When you go to Thailand or Myanmar, in Bangkok, in the morning time, it's like a, yellow robe full of sick. People are waiting to offer something to Sangha, monks. They practice generosity as a blessing. Bless you. According to Buddhism, generosity can be practiced into 3 areas: Amisadana, Abhedana, Dhammadana. Amisadana means offering some material things to others, such as food, clothes, house, like that. The second one is Abhedana, giving fearlessness. If we can save a life, that is the Abhedana. Third one is Dhammadana, giving knowledge, understanding, Dhamma to others. Buddha says among these 3 dhanas, Amisadana, offering material things, Abhedana, offering fearlessness, and giving Dhamma knowledge. Among those 3 things, what is the best one? Dhammadana. That is why Buddha says, Sabbadhanam Dhammadanam jinati. Gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. Gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. If we offer some food to others, it is beneficial to only several days. If we offer some clothes to others, it is beneficial to 1 or 2 years. If we give a job for a person, it is beneficial to until we get retired. If we give a house to a person, it is beneficial until he dies. But if we give some knowledge, understanding, it is beneficial not only for this life, but it is beneficial to entire samsaric journey. That's what it says. Sabbadhanam Dhammadhanam Jinati. Gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. That is very important. Dhammacharyacha. Second blessing is that Dhammacharyacha, practice Dhamma. When we discuss how we practice Dhamma, we can practice it 2 ways. All Buddhist doctrines can be divided into 2. One of them is the heavenly path. The other one is deliverance path. For the heavenly path, with the understanding of the karmic law, we have to practice dana, generosity, sila, virtue, and bhavana, meditation. For the deliverance path, Buddha has proclaimed 3 disciplines: sila, samadhi, panya, virtue, concentration, and wisdom. Buddha says, Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. He who follows the Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. He who follows the Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. What is that protection? It is not just a physical material protection. That protection comes to our mind. Sometimes we face some sicknesses, some difficulties physically, but mentally we are healthy. There are 2 illnesses: mental illness and physical illness. Among them, any time we can face some physical problems, pain. It is common. Buddha says, among this nature, if we can create an unshaken mind, healthy mind, that is the real success in our life. When we practice Dhamma, when we practice loving kindness and mindfulness, day by day, we can make an unshaken mind that nobody can disturb. That is the real protection, refuge, and safety in our life. Again, Buddha says, Jnatakanancha Sangho, looking after one's relatives. If we help our relatives, that is also one of the blessings. We help not only our relatives but our friends too. What is the highest thing that we can help our relatives and friends?
Dhamma.
Yes, doing Dhamma. Very good. While we are offering some material things to them, if we can give some understanding to them, that is the real gift that we can offer them. Again, Buddha says, Anakulata kammanta, performing actions that are blameless. Buddha says, when you do something physically or verbally, think it again and again whether it is correct, whether it can be blamed by a wise person. Sometimes when we do something, some people appreciate. Some people may appreciate. If you get some drink, alcohol, some people who take alcohol, they appreciate us. That is not the thing. Buddha always emphasizes the importance of the criticizing of wise people. That is why Buddha says, when you do something, think it again and again, whether it is correct or incorrect. That's very important. These are supreme blessings. Arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamo apamado cha dhammesu etang mangalamuttama. Arati virati papa, abstaining from bad deeds. Bad deeds. Killing beings, stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, intoxicating drinks and drugs. These are the things we should abstain from. And also, again Buddha says, refraining from intoxicating drinks and drugs is a blessing. You know, who doesn't know Buddhism may think that having some drink is a blessing. That is why as soon as they have a free time, they get together and get some drink for a blessing, as a blessing. But we know very well, having drink is not a blessing. Abstaining from intoxicating drink is a blessing, supreme blessing. Then Buddha says, apamado cha dhammesu, being heedful regarding all things, diligence in Dhamma practicing. Diligence. What is the diligence in Buddhism? Sometimes you may think that if you do something very fast, if you do a lot of things in the same day, that is the diligence, you may think. No, it's not Buddhism. Buddha says, what is the diligence? Living in mindfulness. No matter how many things you do in a day, but if you can those things mindfully, that is your success. You can drive 500 miles per day very fast. It is not your success. What is your success? If you can drive those 500 miles mindfully, while you are spending your time, you have generated, you have developed your mind. That is the success. That is a very special concept that some Buddhist scholars explain. SMS concept. S means slowly. M means mindfully. Again, S means silently. Slowly, mindfully, silently. Slowly, mindfully, silently. Among them, mindfulness is very important. That is the diligence in Buddhism. These are supreme blessings. Again, Buddha says, Garavocha nivatocha santutticha katanyuta Khalena dhamma savananyetam mangalamuttama. Garavocha means having respect. Nivatocha, being humble. Santutticha, being satisfied. And katanyuta, grateful. Here it is very important, satisfaction. Whatever we have already earned, we should be satisfied with what we have already. It doesn't mean that we should not earn more. While we are earning more, we should be satisfied with what already we have. But many people, they think that tomorrow is the better day than today. That tomorrow never comes them. Until they die. We should make a best day today. Then our entire life is successful. Again, there is a very special quality that Buddha says, gratitude. Gratitude. We should be grateful. Buddha says, Kevalahe sabhikkhave sappurisa bhumi yadidam katanyuta kataveti. All good qualities depend on gratitude. Whatever you do as good, everything belongs to gratitude. If you wash your clothes, if you wash your body, if you clean your house, if you clean your vehicle, everything belongs to gratitude. If you respect your parents, elders, teachers, that is also gratitude. That is why Buddha says, all good qualities depend on gratitude. Next one is, here it is another thing, listening to Dhamma at the right time. That is very important. When we have a free time, good time, we should listen to a sublime truth. When we listening to Dhamma, if we listening to real Dhamma at the moment, our mind has no space for defilement, negative thoughts. Think this moment. At this moment, you are like in the heaven. You have no any evil thought at this moment.
It's also and the space where you listen to Dhamma. No? I heard that in other classes. That the space is where did you listen to Dhamma? Like you cannot listen that in the kitchen or when you're doing something.
Actually, that is not a particular place.
No.
Sometimes while we are driving, we can do it. If our mind is peaceful, we can pay our attention. You know, while you are eating, while you are cooking, you are thinking a lot of things. Even though you cook something, you don't think, I am cooking, you don't think. You think all things in the world. Why you can't listen to Dhamma at the moment? If we can manage the time, we can do it. But sometimes we can do. For example, if we participate to a wedding, we can do it. If we meet some of our close relatives who doesn't know, at that time we can listen to Dhamma. But we can live with mindfulness at the moment. Here Buddha says, at the right time. We should recognize what's the right time. When we are in the restroom, we can listen to Dhamma. When we are in a party or wedding, we can listen to Dhamma. It is not a proper place. But we have some places where we can listen to Dhamma.
Sorry, I have another question. If the monk teach Dhamma in the school, they get paid for because he's in the lay world. In the lay world they have laws. And, you know, I don't think they allow teachers to teach. And they offer maybe pay. But I heard too that the Dhamma is free.
Yes, your question is good. But the thing is, some people do these things as a professional thing, professional job. We can't criticize this because they should have a job. As a job, sometimes some people do those things. But, you know, sometimes when monks preach Dhamma here, we offer some gift, respecting the Dhamma. It is not a payment. It is not a money for the Dhamma. It is the way how we respect the Dhamma. When monk preaches, we offer a robe or clothes or some ball, something we offer, respecting his message. It is done even in the Buddha's time. When Reverend Ananda preached Dhamma to some, some people, they have offered robes, something. In many ways, we can help them because they don't earn money. We should give some facilities to them respecting their service. That is our duty. Buddha says, when a monk gives you Dhamma kindly, you also should help them. That is your duty. With 4 facilities: Chivara, robes, Pindapata, food, Senasana, homes, residence, and Besajya, medicine. These are the primary needs. We should take care of Bhantes, monks, when they give this service. That is why a lot of Buddhist countries, they offer a lot of things to monks. Sometimes they have offered some land. Sometimes they have offered some lake to monks. Sometimes they have offered some caves, rock caves. Sometimes they have offered some medicine plant land for the monks, respecting their service. Here, next verse, next Gatha, Buddha says, Kantecha sovachasatha samananacha dassanam khalena dhamma sakaccha etam mangalam uttamam. Kanti, being patient and easily spoken. Again, samananacha dassanam, seeing sight of ascetics, having sight of ascetics. Khalena dhamma sakaccha, discussing the Dhamma at the right time. These are supreme blessings. Here it is very important. Sovachasata, gently spoken. We should pay attention. This is the door to enter the deliverance path. If you are not ready to listening to this message, you have nothing. Getting ready to listening to Dhamma is the first step to enter the deliverance path. This is a very special quality in Buddhism. Buddha says, if you have a friend, close friend, if you know this path, deliverance path, you should explain this path to him if he or she is ready to listening to you. If he or she is not ready to listening to you, you can help them. This is like counseling. Counselors can get some advice to client if client is ready to listening to.
How do you know? How are you aware that they're ready?
Actually, when you are here, I know that you are ready.
Obviously.
Yes. Sometimes some people ask some questions, then we know they are ready. Sometimes we can't understand, but when we say something, we can understand whether we like or not. We can understand why we are associating. For example, when we meet some person first time, I ask some questions, like I ask you, then we can understand. Buddha also did like that. When Buddha met some people, the Buddha asked some questions. While asking some questions, Buddha can understand where they are, what they need. Kanti Sochasasa Samanananti Dassanam, seeing ascetic people, seeing monks is a blessing. That is why some Buddhist countries, they are waiting to see a monk in the morning before they start their work. It is a very pleasant scene. Discussing the Dhamma at the right time. Not only listening to Dhamma, but discussing Dhamma also should happen in the right time, proper time. Again, Tapocha Brahmacharyacha, self-control, living spiritually, Arya Satchana Dassana, comprehension of the Noble Truth. Nibbana Satyakiriyacha, experiencing emancipation or Nibbana. These are blessings. Among them, comprehension of the noble truth. Truth can be divided into two according to Buddhism: conventional truth and ultimate truth. Conventional truth means if we do some good deeds, we have good facilities. That belongs to conventional truth. Ultimate truth is very deep concept. It depends on understanding impermanence. How suffering arises? Whenever we are unhappy, it means we are unmindful. What does that mean? We are living in the past or future. When you remember someone who has helped you, you are so happy, you may think about him. At that time, you are in the past. If someone has blamed you, if you think that, if you are not mindful, suddenly you get upset. Suddenly you may get angry if you are not mindful. What is the reason? We may think that that incident is still happening. We don't know that we read our mind at the moment. Our attention suddenly goes to past and we live in the past experience, getting as permanent, certain. That is why suffering arises. Whenever we are mindful, actually nobody can disturb us. That is why Mahatma Gandhi said, nobody can hurt you without your permission. Nobody can hurt you without your permission. What is the permission that you give others to hate you? Unmindfulness. You offer your unmindfulness to others to hate you. If we are in mindfulness, nobody can disturb our peace of mind. We are in the field of the Buddha. Buddha says, whenever we are in mindfulness, at the moment we are in the field of the Buddha. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, at the moment we are in the field of the Mara or Devi. When we are away from mindfulness, anybody can disturb us. Anybody can steal our peace of mind. Here, it is very important to understand truth, Four Noble Truth, Dukkha, Samudaya, Nirodha Marga. Truth are again invited into Four Noble Truths. Nibbana Pachikiriyasa, experiencing emancipation or the bliss of Nibbana, attain enlightenment. Whenever we are skillful in our senses, as soon as we look at something, as soon as we hear something, as soon as we taste something, if we are aware of that incident arises at the moment, then we don't depend on outside. The experience what we receive through our six senses, it is instant. It arises at the moment like this sound. When you listening to this sound, it was not here. After you listening to this sound, it does not remain. And also, although my fingers create this sound doesn't belong to these fingers. Without these conditions, there is no sound, but this sound doesn't belong to any reason, any condition. We are listening this sound because of my fingers, because of air, because of my ears and my mind. But this sound doesn't belong to anything. However, without these any conditions, sound doesn't arise. Our whole experience also like that. When we look at this picture helps us to see something, but my understanding doesn't belong to this picture. This understanding arises with several reasons at the moment. When we hear something, when we smell something, when we touch something, when we think something, all our experiences are like that. This is the reality. This is the truth. This is the sublime truth that Buddha has explained to overcome suffering and achieve real happiness. If we can realize this reality, actually we are so fortunate. The reason is that nobody can disturb our peace of mind. Buddhism has explained the liberation, freedom. What is the real freedom? Real freedom is that if nobody can disturb your peace of mind, if nothing can disturb your peace of mind, that is the real liberation. Even though you are the owner of all over the world, if you depend on outside, you have no freedom. You depend on outside. If someone depends on outside, it means he is like a beggar. Beggar always depends on outside. Even though you are a king, if you depend on outside, mentally you are a beggar. Next, Buddha says, Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassana kampati asokang virajan kemam ekam mangala muttama. This is the special blessing. Making an unshaken mind that nobody can disturb your peace of mind is the highest blessing.
It's like you're blocking all your senses, something?
No, it is not blocking. No. It is the awareness or inspiration. If we know the reality, impermanence in the world, we have no any attachment. This is the liberation from bondage, attachment. This is the real liberation, freedom, deliverance. Buddha says there are 8 worldly conditions. Attaloka Dhamma. Labha, gain and loss, yasa, praise and blame, ninda prasansa, honor and dishonor, sapaduk, happiness and misery. They are the worldly conditions. If we can make an unshaken mind among gain and loss, honor and dishonor, praise and blame, happiness and misery, that is the blessing. It means we don't depend on outside. Then both rocks and flowers are safe. Now we are happy when we receive flowers. We are unhappy when we receive rocks, stones. But we can make an unshaken mind with this understanding. That is the blessing, supreme blessing. Buddha says, if we can develop these qualities in his life, those who have fulfilled the conditions for such blessings are victorious everywhere and attain happiness everywhere. Then nobody can defeat him. If we are rich in these qualities, supreme blessings, nobody can disturb us. Wherever we are free. These are the real blessings. More blessings that you acquire, the more you have gained wholesome deeds. The more you have created wholesome deeds, the more you have earned happiness. The more you are happy, it means the more you have overcome suffering. This is the Buddha's advice. If we can practice these qualities in our day-to-day life, especially, the main thing that we should do is purifying our mind from negative thoughts, from greed, anger and delusion, practicing mindfulness. If we can succeed this present moment, then our day is successful. If our day is successful, week is successful, month is successful, year is successful, our entire life is successful by practicing this path. For that, I wish you all the best. Have any questions? Okay, I think if you read more this article, you can get more understanding.
This sutta is in the Sutta Nipata?
Yes, very good question. This sutta comes in two places. One of them is Puddaka Pata. The other one is Sutta Nipata. The same discourse comes two places in Tripitaka, in Puddaka Nipaya, Sutta Nipata and Puddaka Pata. There are two places that we can see in this sutta. Mangala Sutta, the discourse of blessings. The more blessings that you practice in your day-to-day life, the more you are happy.
I like how you explained it all, Bhante, because every phrase I used to read it and didn't profound the whole meaning. But now every line is very deep. You make it see that. Thank you.
Okay, you are welcome. Thank you so much for your good attention. When you read more, you can gain more knowledge, understanding. That is why I prepare a handout for you. And by the power of all these meritorious activities and positive thoughts that you have find here, we usually transfer merits to our departed relatives too. That is our tradition. Okay? After we do any merit, we think our departed relatives, and we invite them to come and see, come and pay your attention to rejoice with these merits, recite in a very special stanza. Okay? By the power of all these meritorious activities that we did here, may our departed relatives also rejoice with these merits, and may they enhance their spiritual energy. May they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with our departed relatives, reciting the Gatha. Idam me ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti naṁ hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these meritorious activities, may guardian deities and angels also receive these merits, and may they rejoice with these merits, and may they enhance their spiritual energy, divine energy. Finally, they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with deities and angels. Ākāsattha ca bhummattha devā nāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu sāsanam. Ākāsattha ca bhummattha devā nāgā mahiddhikā පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිत्वा චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාශට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිत्वा චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා. By the power of all these spiritual energies, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain final supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantāca nirdukkhaṃ Bhayam pantāca nirbhayam Sokam pantāca nissokam Hontu sambe pipānino. May the triple gem bless you.